think maybe 10 years ago, you could have been in a relationship where maybe one of you was a Conservative and the other one was, say, Labour or whatever. Now, if I found myself single and I found myself on the dating apps, if there could be the most handsome man, think like Henry Cavill type handsome. But if I saw in his description that he was Conservative, I'm swiping left without a second thought.
What if you got to know him, really liked him, very funny, you got on very well, and then you found out that he voted Conservative?
My ovaries would turn to dust. I just cannot find anyone attractive who, in this day and age, can support the Conservative Party. Because that, to me, says you're pro-cruel policies, you're pro-corruption,
so
you're pro-racism, you're pro-deporting asylum seekers.
That's interesting.
That ain't attractive, Storm.
You see it as having different morals to you.
Gross. I think it's a moral question now. It's not about low taxation, it's about morality now.
James?
You see, this shows that you just want to live in an echo chamber, that you don't want to be challenged on your views, you don't want to think about what you're saying. And in fact, what you're saying is actually probably quite rude to a lot of people who have a different ideology to you. And it doesn't mean that, you know, this whole Conservative Party is an arty party. I think anybody who voted for the Tory party is extremely cross with the way that they've mismanaged.
James, listen to what I said. Now. Today.
Yes.
People who today still, given the Conservatives and everything they've done, would say they are Conservative. That to me is
but I think
no-no.
Yeah, but I think that there are a lot of people who would vote Conservative in the way that there are lots of people who vote Labour or Liberal or whatever, and they don't necessarily agree with the leadership or the direction of the travel of the party or whatever it is, but that's kind of their mindset. All I would say is that I think that you can live very adequately in a relationship where the views are opposite. They certainly are in our household. We tend not to discuss these things too much, but I find it in education. I think it's very helpful to have those sorts of conversations because I think it shows that you live in an adult world in which you can agree to disagree. You can learn from the other person.
No, James, I couldn't love someone who, for example, was pro the Rwanda policy. How can I love someone who cruel in their heart?
Well, you see, the thing is, I mean, I understand the Rwanda policy. I happen to think it's a colossal throwing out of money because it just doesn't achieve. But do I agree with strong borders? Yes, please.